Hey, how's it going, guys? It's been a while since we did some reading of the Bible, especially in Proverbs. It's been, I don't even know, months now. So, we're going to continue on chapter 13. Let's see how that looks. Hopefully, I don't move as much, guys. So, a wise son heareth his father's instruction, but a scorner heareth not rebuke. A man shall eat good by the fruit of his mouth, but the soul of the transgressor shall eat violence. He that keepeth his mouth keepeth his life, but he that openeth wide his lips shall have destruction. The soul of the sluggard desireth and hath nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. A righteous man hateth lying, but a wicked man is loathsome and cometh to shame. A righteousness keepeth him that is upright in all the way, but wickedness overthroweth the sinner. There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches. The ransom of all man's life are his riches, but the poor heareth not rebuke. The light of the righteous rejoiceth, but the lamp of the wicked shall be put out. Only by pride cometh contention, but the well advised is wisdom. With God and by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. Hope deferred maketh the heart sick, but when the desire cometh, it is a tree of life. Whoso despiseth the word shall be destroyed, but he that feareth the commandment shall be rewarded. The law of the wise is a fountain of life, to depart from the snares of death. Good understanding giveth favor, but the way of transgressors is hard. Every prudent man dealeth with knowledge, but a fool layeth open his folly. A wicked messenger falleth into mischief, but a faithful ambassador is health. Poverty and shame shall be to him that refuseth instruction, but he that regardeth reproof shall be honored. The desire accomplished is sweet to the soul, but it is abomination to fools to depart from evil. He that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Evil pursueth sinners, but the righteous good shall be repaid. A good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. Much food is in the tillage of the poor, but there is that is destroyed for want of judgment. He that not spareth the rod hateth the son, but he that loveth him chasteneth him betimes. The righteous eateth to the dissatisfying of his soul, but the belly of the wicked shall want. So it's pretty much the same standard proverb. It shows the good and the bad. In the first part, it pretty much shows you how good being a good person, doing what you're supposed to, have a good work ethic, be righteous. That's one thing that the Lord wants us to be, is to be righteous, to be a person that do right things. Of course, we're not going to be perfect. We're not going to be sinless. We're going to make some big mistakes at times. But when you read the Bible, whenever you practice what you read and you make it a habit, it sticks with you. One of the first things that I've learned whenever I first got saved, it was my language. I did use a lot of profanity when I was younger. Grew up with listening to it in movies, music, my surroundings, my friends, and it created a habit. It was a bad habit. But whenever I got saved, he changed my way of talking. My foolish ways, my foolish talk was pushed aside. Just because I felt something about words, like the Lord gave us a language. He gave us words. He gave us speech for a purpose. He gave us words, and the words have definitions. And if you use it properly, It is a wonderful language. English, Spanish, all those languages are beautiful languages. But it needs to be used properly. And when a fool speaks out of, whenever like he wants, without regarding what he's saying, or he just sounds foolish. You can't have a conversation with a person like that. I've been that person. I've been a person that will say whatever comes out of whatever comes into my brain. I'll say it just to be funny, just to be interesting, but not authentic, not genuine. Now this is a filtration thing too. So whenever I change my language, my speech, and try to use words that are wholesome, sound speech, it actually changes. It filters your friendships, your acquaintances. Because once you change your language, they'll notice it different. They'll at first think that you're pretending to be better or to be better than them, and it offends them. But you just gotta let them know it's just not. It's not that way. You're just trying to be better. You're just trying to suppress that bad language or just take it away out of your speech. Just because you don't need profanity to say something. You don't need to say something foolish to make yourself interesting. And a fool, whenever he speaks, now, I run into it. I'm not gonna lie to you, sometimes I say foolish things without thinking. And sometimes the old ways come back. But whenever I read the word or I'll think about what I said, kind of, the Holy Spirit tells me, you could do better. You are better than that. You represent somebody. You represent the Lord. And our language is very important. So also, talks about riches. Whenever you make yourself rich, that's very true. I mean, us as Americans, we tend to, we live in a great country where you can make a lot of money if you work hard, and that's good. Working hard keeps you busy, keeps you, you know, moving, so that way you don't pick up bad habits. Like kids that do lawns in the summer, that's a good thing. They keep them outdoors. They get some vitamin D from the sun. Get some, some kind of workout, so that way they can stay healthy and also make money out of it. I mean, that's a good thing. But if your goal to make money is just to buy things or just to grow in stature in society, it's not satisfying. I mean, me at one point, I had the American dream. I had a house, I had cars, good jobs, and all that, and I lost it all just because I took it for granted. That's all I worked for. All the money that came in, it went out to buy things or to show people, look what I have, just to keep up with the Joneses. And that's what it says. When you make yourself rich, it says, wealth gotten by vanity shall be diminished, but he that gathereth by labor shall increase. So that's another one. Where's the other? Oh, here it is, verse 7. There is that maketh himself rich, yet hath nothing. There is that maketh himself poor, yet hath great riches. Now, making himself poor means live a life that is not, like I said before, keeping up with the Joneses. This is one of the goals that we have. Well, I have for myself, and hopefully I could get the family going with it too. Is whatever we make, we save. And of course, we have to buy our necessities. We have to buy clothes, pay the bills, all that good stuff. But whatever we have over, we save it. And whenever we have the opportunity to give, we give without hesitation. Of course, with prayer. I'm sorry. Let me take that back. Not hesitation. Of course, you have to pray about it. But giving to your church, giving to missionaries, something like that, or if somebody's in need, you have something to give. And also, whenever you give something that you don't have no strings attached to it. Of course, like I've met a few people that been very kind to us and given us things, and they had no strings attached to it. They just did it because they cared. They thought, it would be a blessing to us, and it was, and it is. And I appreciate every person, every family that's helped us all through our Christian life for Sonia and I, and it's been a blessing, and I appreciate that. But there are some people that actually have strings attached to their gifts. Now, why do I say strings attached? Um, they expect complete loyalty towards them, and that's fine. I mean, if you should be loyal to your friends, but if you're giving something to somebody and you expect something in return, it's not really a gift. You're actually buying a friendship. You're buying a relationship, and that's not good. Um, so that's what it means. Then you keep, making himself poor. It's a person that lives in his means, and it doesn't need to show off or anything like that. Also, a good man leaveth an inheritance to his children's children, and the wealth of the sinner is laid up for the just. That's on verse 22. A good man leaveth it. So, yeah, we're supposed to leave something to our family. It don't have to be material. It don't have to be something lavish. I mean, it's good to leave something, some reward for them to help their families to grow. That is a good thing. But also, you have to leave something more than just material. You have to leave a legacy. You have to leave an example for your family to follow, not to follow you. For example, for us, hopefully my children could see, and my grandkids could see, the legacy that I want to leave back is that I have a God that is good, a God that gave me his son, that died on the cross for me, for my sin, and gave me the opportunity to accept him and for my sins to be washed away, taken away, and have that blessed hope that one day when I pass or he comes back in the rapture, I will be with him. That is the best legacy I can leave for my kids because it's eternal. It is something that's not going to go away. And it's up to them to accept it. It's up to them to take it, to make sure that they do something with it. Not to be just only hearers, but doers of what I've done. An example. So anyways, that's all I have for you right now. That's a good Proverb 13, and we'll follow on with later on with chapter 14.